Hi everyone! Okay, so I'm gonna do a book review today of Terry Goodkind's The Wizard's First Rule, and I have a new favorite book. This is my new favorite book. This is probably the best book I have ever read. It has everything you can ever want in an epic fantasy. So it starts off in this land where you have the Hara, and then you have a boundary, then you have the Midlands, and you have a boundary, and then you have the Westlands. And in the Midlands there is a place called Heartland where this Richard Cypher lives. Okay, so the boundaries, just to explain, is a magic sort of border, because in the Hara there is magic, but not lower or down the on the other side of the boundary. Okay, so now this is just the beginning. I told you about a world which has magic on one side, a border, and not magic on the other, and there is a wizard who has been able to cross the boundary through the boundary, and the boundary is sort of a place of the dead, so he can go through it, but not many can, as well as the heroine in this book, which is called Kahlan, and she is a mother confessor, and she is supposed to guide the chosen one to be the seeker and hold or bear the sword of truth, and all of this because they all want to protect a magic box, well actually 3 magic boxes, which if you open the 3 boxes in the same year, you get the power of life, so and the magic that comes with the living and the dead. So this is a great, magical power that's so powerful, and they don't want to keep it, and not that this should come in the hands of Darken Rawl. Now Darken Rawl is the evil wizard or guy in this book who has already opened one of the boxes. It starts off with his opened one of the boxes, and now before winter he needs to find the other 2 and release its power. So this is sort of where it starts off to take you in this new adventure. Apparently Kahlan has been able to come over the border to Richard Cypher to help him, because there were 5 other wizards that helped her to hide her, and then they killed themselves so that no one else could find her and find out where she was, or capture them or anything. So it's sort of quite a brutal method of making sure that the secret is kept between them. But there's this one big wizard that has been able to kill Darken Rawl's father, as well as being able to cross the border and everything, and we find out as well quite early on in the book who he is and how he can help. So yeah, it's a great big fantasy. Terry has made, what isn't there in this book, which sort of I have not come across in other books. There's Gnars, there's Night Wisp, there's Wizard, there's the Mother Confessor, there's the Mud People, there's Spirits, there's the Seeker, the stalking clouds in the sky that goes after Richard, and the Box, and the Killings, and the Quad, which is the guards of Darken Rawl, and his way of getting people into his Quad as well, and the people that he embraces to protect him. It's not only does it have a very dense, very intriguing story, it also is told in a very descriptive, imaginative way. So the wizards and the elders are supposed to sound wise, but actually Terry, I would say he actually is wise. He does give advice to Richard Cypher in this story through other people that are actually wise, and like you would want those advice in real life, and how he sees and how he makes Richard Cypher understands how, you know, the moral of killing or not, and those he, you know, who he protects, and that you can look upon the situation in other people's eyes, and that other people will see it differently, and yeah, it's just, even if they don't come to the end, sort of the story in the middle is even interesting to listen to and not to talk about. I mean, when I started reading this book, I thought that it's a man who's written it, but I thought, and it's an epic fantasy, they go on a quest, they have the swords, they have the magic, a dark lord. I thought there's probably going to be no romance in this book at all, but it is. So I would say this book is equally good for all the, you know, for women and men equally. So Kahlan is supposed to protect and guide Richard, but obviously they want each other. They know they can't have each other. They don't seem to want to talk about the physical contact with each other. But you can sense it's there, and it's coming more and more. I'm not going to tell you more about that and how it ends, because I don't want to spoil anything. But I have to say, all in all, I mean, I could talk about this book and what it contains without even spoiling it for hours. It's amazing. It is stated that it is a masterpiece, and I agree, it truly is. So if you haven't read this book, and you do like fantasies and big quests and details about wizards and white-eyed witches and god, magic, snake vines that comes and poisons you, and how red fruit seems to be poisonous from the Westlands, and how it's not in the Midlands, and how, you know, it's just, it's overwhelming, all the information. You know, I won't be able to remember it all, that's how good it is, how much detailed all the different things are, but it's amazing. And there's a birdman, and there's everything. There's the Gnars, which are animals that, you know, they have long tails or short tails, and depending on how clever they are or stupid they are, and how afraid you should be of them, and magic shadows that you cannot fight because you can't touch them, but if they touch you, you die. And so yeah, everything, and obviously this ultimate, really big, sorceress, powerful wizard, Darken Rawl, at the end, that they want to overthrow and kill, because he is a sort of a tyrant that rules with fear, and if you are against his policies and his set ways, then off you with your head. So masterpiece, the best book I've ever read. You have to read it. If you have read it and you feel the same, or you might feel the complete opposite, please drop me a comment below. Hit, you know, the subscribe and the like button, and connect with the author, as well as let me know if there's anything else in this genre that you like to read which is similar. Perfect. That's it for the day. Thank you very much. Bye.